I've traveled around the world. I've eaten chicken in every continent, and the version I like best is the chicken stew we prepare in Colombia. And it's a very particular way of cooking that just happens here in Colombia. It's a halfway point between stewing something and boiling it, and it really works very well. And the ingredients are and here we have scallions cut in a very particular form, julienne in English, and in Colombia we say flechado. If you don't have these long onions, as we call them in Colombia, you can use scallions in the United States and spring onions in Europe. Cumin in powder, which is the country's most typical spice. Salt. Sunflower oil. Corn on the cob, and let's hope you can find one that isn't so sweet as the ones that are usual in the United States. A little bit of artificial color, or natural if you can find achiote. Chopped garlic. Butter. Boiled yuca. Hopefully good quality yuca. And in addition, some Savannah potatoes. And some really ripe, firm potatoes that have been peeled without their seeds and chopped. Let's begin with the chicken. It's really important to learn how to cut a chicken up. Obviously, you can buy chicken parts in the supermarket. If you're going to do this, it's much better to have legs than breast, because legs last much longer in life and in the kitchen. If you don't believe me, ask Fanny Mickey. So let's start the process by cutting the wings off. So what you have to do is to look for something resembling a G-spot right here on the chicken. There it is. And it's really easy to cut. Your knife just passes through as if it were butter. This is the cartilage. So if you try to pass your knife through a bone, what you're going to do is to ruin it. You turn the chicken round and you open the skin so that you can see, and you can see yet another G-spot exactly where I have my finger. You cut again. So here we have yet another G-spot right between the two parts of the leg. You pass your knife straight through it, and there you are. You repeat the process on the other side of the chicken. You open the skin. You look for the G-spot again. There it is. You cut the leg in two just here. Now we're going to cut the breast. Scissors are much better for this, and always cut above these white spots that you can see. So, just like a plastic surgeon, you're going to have to cut away all the extra skin that makes the dish look horrible if you leave it on. Then you cut the chicken breast in two. This is the way to cut up a chicken. The chicken back is perfect for making chicken stock, and we can also add the tips of the wing, which have no meat. So the rest can be used in making the chicken stew. So look for a frying pan that's heavy and that has a bottom that sounds like this, one that's just like Amparo Grisales. Let's add butter and a little bit of oil, which helps the butter not to burn. The butter. And we shall begin by browning the chicken. We can tell when the frying pan is ready when we see the butter produce bubbles and then they go down. That tells us the temperature is just perfect for browning the chicken. We just want to leave the chicken with a little bit of golden color, so it will look really good when we present the dish at the end of the cooking process. The secret is to keep the chicken changing from side to side all the time. Change it from side to side every 30 seconds. This is the way to avoid the chicken skin sticking to the frying pan. And before you know it, you've got the golden color we're looking for. So, our chicken is now getting the color I'm looking for. It takes about 10 minutes to get to the golden brown tan color that I associate with Natalia Paris. So now it's ready to add all the extra ingredients. Let's go with scallions, which will give a really excellent taste to the chicken. Then we're going to add the tomatoes, which have been peeled, they're without their seeds, and they've been finely chopped. We're going to mix really well. We really do have to mix very, very well. We're going to mix really well so the tomatoes will start to give out their juice. A little bit of salt will help the process. And now we'll add a little bit of pepper. Quite a little bit to make the taste good. We're going to add the garlic last, because if it burns, it will give a very bitter taste to the sauce. So it goes in last. The next thing to go in is a little bit of color. So, if you've got achiote, excellent. If not, use another color. And we must also have cumin, which is the secret to many Colombian dishes. Even though it's originally from Arab countries, it works perfectly in Colombian food. We mix it in. Now we can see the effect the color's having on the chicken. And now we're going to add a little bit of water. This is the way you should sweat a chicken. So there should be more water than in a stew, but less than if you were boiling a chicken. And this is what's going to give us the very special result we're looking for in this very Colombian dish. Now we can see the chicken's been cooking for about 20 to 25 minutes. Now we can see the result of all these colors that are so typical of Colombian food. It really looks wonderful. So now it's time to taste the food, to see just what else the dish needs. I think maybe a touch of salt, a little bit more pepper, and the extra bits and pieces that are going to go into the same frying pan. Let's begin with yuca. We're going to put it in potatoes that have been cooked apart, and we're going to finish them off in the frying pan so that they pick up a little bit of the color. We're going to stir, and we're going to leave everything cooking for at least 10 minutes so that they absorb the color and the taste of the sauce. So here we are with all the ingredients in the sauce, and they've been there for the 10 minutes that I was explaining. And now that everything's got the taste and color we're looking for, it's the moment to serve the dish. So we're going to place the chicken pieces on the dish. And you have to remember that this is a peasant dish, therefore we're not looking for a chef's presentation. We're not looking for rococo. In the typical way one would decorate something at home, simple but pretty. And remember, this kind of food is not going to impress people with the way it looks, but with the way it tastes. And of course, I will guarantee you that it really is an excellent, excellent dish. One of the problems can be that you might not be able to find yuca. If you can find yuca, that's excellent, but if you can't, just make the dish with potatoes and corn on the cob. Then the sauce goes on top, and here we have our presentation. It's very peasant, it's very Colombian, it's just delicious.